Hello YouTube, Crosstrain here, coming to you again today from World of Tanks. And saved a couple of replays from a new line of tanks I started working. And since 9.2 patch drops tomorrow, I said, boy, I better get one of these replays done so everything's straight. So I am going to bring to you today one of the many really good games I've had in this tank, the Tier 5 French Heavy, the BDR G1B. Let's take a look at this thing. This thing is absolutely deadly at tier. And as things turn out, I think about the first 10 games that I played in this tank, I was in Tier 5 matches. And this thing is literally a beast at Tier 5. Now, like any of the French tanks, if you've played them, you know that they're more of a support tank in almost every regard than a frontline assault tank, particularly these heavies. Much like the lower tiered tank destroyers are much better off hanging a little bit back and supporting your frontliners. The higher tier French TDs are much better for the front, but the low tiers, stay back. Same thing with this tank, and that's what I had heard going into my play with this. But I'm telling you, at Tier 5, this thing holds its own and then some. So I want to bring you one of those battles. Let's take a look at this thing now. It is a funny looking tank. In fact, let's clear our screen so we can see everything about it. It is a funny looking tank. It's got a high profile, big profile. It's nice and soft. The gun on this thing is really nice. Hits for, let's see, what do we got here? In standard shells, we're going at 135 pen and 240 damage. Now it does have an 8-second reload, so you do wait a little bit. But again, let's go ahead and get this replay going, and let's just watch this tank in action. Because it is just a great tank. You can see that this game, we had a pretty good chance. Here's a look at the teams. Really, the other team was outclassed. You can look at the stats over there. We didn't have a great team, but compared to the other team, we had a pretty solid squad. So I'm going to take this thing up to the top of the hill. Again, it is a support tank. Good place for me would be top of the hill. I was certainly hoping that some of our other guys would stay down and go tank road. You can see what's happening here already. I'm not sure what this PZ S35 in front of me is doing. He's looking at me, gun pointed at me. But yeah, he's screwing around, but whatever. You'll notice also, if you take a look here, our Churchill, one of our big Tier 5 heavies, is AFK. Isn't that beautiful? But and the PZS 35 is going to continue his, whatever ways you would call that. But at any rate, our Churchill 3 is in fact AFK and will remain AFK the entire game, so that means that we're fighting 15 to 14, which should even the odds out just a little bit. However, early on we're looking pretty decent. It is going to fluctuate back and forth a little bit here, but finally made it. Not terribly fast, this tank isn't, but it is it's fair. I wouldn't call it great, but it's fair anyways. And you can see what's about to happen. This happens a lot in this tank at Tier 5. Not Pierce. You can see I bounced that shot. This PZ is going to take a shot from the SU-76. I'm going to pop one in him and finish him. And then decide I got an M2 medium in front of me. I'm going to go take him. Although then a Sherman M4 shows up, and I decide, well, it's time to take him out. So again, took him for 202 hit points in two shots. And at this point, we're still up 9-7, but those heavies have just rolled down our heavy line. So in an uncharacteristic display of sort of coordinated teamwork, I've actually got like 2 other tanks that are coming with me to handle this situation that we have developing on Tank Alley. Which, if you're watching this video and you don't play this game, this road right here, this 8 road, is considered to be Tank Alley. Usually the heavies play down there. Again, even though I am driving a heavy, this plays more like a support heavy. So not a traditional frontline brawling heavy. But again, it is time to move in now. This KV-1 is full health. He could be a problem. If he has any talent whatsoever, then he could be a problem. Fortunately for me, again, watch the M3 Lee. Watch what he does behind me. You can't see him, but watch the mini-map right here. He is actually going to perhaps save us this game. You can see what's happening. He's moving, and the KV-1 is turning around to look at him. He did put a shot on me. Missed. The T-28, poor guy, doesn't even have the top gun. He hit me, bounced, hit me again, bounced. But see, here's what happened. The M3 Lee has got his attention. So I'm going to come in, pop this KV-1, and set him on fire. So the KV-1 can hit me, and hit me hard. That time I just tracked him. He hit me with HE. I'm not sure why he's shooting HE. But it doesn't matter. He's done at this point. I do have this Chinu behind me. And so I use my repair kit to untrack. You can see that he's hit me at this point two shots here, and they both, now when I turn my face to him, let's just look for a minute here. Okay, so when I had my side, you can see how soft I am. He hit me for 136 and 124 when he had my side, and he was able to shoot me in the side, because these things are extremely skinny in the sides. Now as soon as I turn my front to him, you heard the ping of a ricochet, and sure enough, there's a ricochet. I fired a shot just on the move here a second ago, and didn't work. But we're just going to keep rolling this. Last tank alive on the enemy team. He bounces again, and he's not quite so lucky. So this tank is just beautiful. It's the BDR G1B. It's a Tier 5 French heavy. I am on my way up the road to the AMX 50B, which is a Tier 10 French heavy autoloader. And I was told a little of everything about this tank and about the heavy line of the French. I've heard from they suck, they're no good, up to they're great. And I'll be honest with you, I've since this video, or since this game was played, I've had several Tier 7 battles. Not quite as favorable in Tier 7s, although I'll probably do one more video of this in a Tier 7 battle where I ended up with top damage on my team. Because again, it's just a matter of playing the game smart. It was a loss, but so we didn't all play it real smart. And I probably could have done some things better as well, but it can be effective in higher tier games, but it's absolutely devastating in a Tier 5. So if you've hesitated going up the French line, heavy line, because you heard the tanks suck and they're soft, they are soft, but they do not suck. So I would recommend, so far in my minimal 20 or 25 game experience in this tank so far, love it. It's a great tank. Of course, I never played it anything except for fully outfitted. Because I did free research all the modules, so I've played it fully upgraded since game number 1 in it, which is kind of what I do because I'm too old to grind. But anyways, this is Tier 5 French heavy, again, the BDR G1B. Great tank. I can recommend it with full endorsement. Give it a go. And again, use it as a sport tank, and I think you will love it. So, until next time, this is Cross Train from World of Tanks again. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, love to have you. Drop me a like, drop me a comment. If you want to see something else, let me know. If you have any questions, ask, and I will do my best to answer them. So, until next time, again, as always, peace.